Exactly.
Just leave. Thank you.
I also got
Smile.
5. Let's go.
We left.
Awesome.
We made it. We made it out of the cave, guys. Good job.
Congratulations.
So you guys make it through the forest. You keep your wits about you, checking out this crude map. Now you have a better idea.
Can we update it as we walk, Gimbal, please?
And he does. He responds by basically showing you that he's already scoring
Doing
things.
so.
Fantastic.
And,
Thank you.
You guys slowly start to make your way towards the old settlement, the town that you had come from. And as the sun begins to set, you find yourselves arriving at a darkened, almost desolate, in its absence of activity area. It's not all that late. The cart here, another horse you see, replacing the horse that had been killed by the bears.
How sick.
You do spot someone out of the corner of your eyes as you come in, who also sort of spots you. You've seen him about. And he starts walking off and disappears around the corner.
Is that dodgy?
It is
That's a little dodgy.
It is something that you guys do notice, because this place is quite barren, except for the guards scattered here and there, standing positions. Not too many guards. This isn't a kingdom, but enough to keep watch. And one or two of the people that have been serving you in different forms or another, sort of securing things, packing things away, or getting things ready. And you can hear a faint ting, ting,
Yeah.
ting of a blacksmith coming from the corner. And some communications happening around the corner as well.
I'd like to either go to the inn or look for Lara.
I vote in because I don't know Lara.
Well, you briefly met her when.
I mean, sure, I know who she is.
Sure,
I've
alright.
met Lara.
Yes, you have met Lara.
But my goal is to tell
Then to the inn we
innkeeper.
go, I suppose. I will walk towards the
I don't know
direction of
which
the
way
inn.
the inn
I
is.
forgot the inn. Yeah.
I think it's up here. So forward and no, it's.
I'm gonna go
Downright.
follow the guy that was.
Did you
really
not
suspicious.
just say we have one day to get there and report back? Or were you not the one rallying for us to get back and report back ASAP?
You're right, but that was really suspicious. All right.
Yeah, there's plenty of suspicious stuff. We'll do it later. Exactly.
But I think that's the way we need to go, anyways.
Actually, no. I think
Is it?
technically this is
Yeah.
right. Yeah, we do have to
Because
go.
we
down.
went to the stage area and then we went
And then
like
to the inn.
left
Okay,
to the
let's go
inn.
then. DM?
Sorry,
Okay.
my internet. I just had a look at the ping to Google. There's a multiple timeouts. Yeah, that's weird.
Okay, well, we're looking for the inn.
Turned my phone Wi-Fi off, and then my internet just died. That's weird. Okay, so sorry, you guys do make it a little bit further on this way.
We're towards the inn.
I'm going to pull you back a little bit over here because I wanted to pace it, but obviously my internet died while you guys were moving. And you're going to come across quite a excited Lara.
Oh, that's what I told you guys. Okay.
Hey.
Running along forward here, looking left and right. Even though you guys are pretty obviously quite in front of her, she's a little worried, seemingly a little bit excited as well. Just got a bit of a scare in her eyes, you know. Oh, thank goodness! Hello. Oh, Rhea, and your new friends. You're all here. Oh, you're all my new friends as well. But I'm so glad to see you. What happened? Are you in danger? Are they following you? Are you okay?
Take one very deep breath, Lara. You're going to pass out.
But I must know if you're okay or not.
We're good. We're good. Yeah, we found the bugbear. We found their lair, and killed them.
All of them?
Well, the
Them?
bugbear and his minions.
Okay. Oh, this is great. Oh my goodness. You guys look hurt. Are you alright? Is everything okay?
Rhea's gonna look over at her comrades.
I think we're mostly fine.
Mostly fine.
All right, that's okay. I can get one of the brothers to heal you if you'd like. And I think my father would like to know if you could show him. Well, I think you could tell him yourself. We can come this way. What I managed to persuade people to stall their leave because I've promised them that on top of the bugbear removal, you'll be able to put on a lovely show for them. Talent show us one more night, and after your show, I will make another show myself. I promised them. They're expecting you, and I'm so glad to see you all. And I know you'll do a fantastic job. So I think maybe in 1 hour or so, if you could please put something together, it would be really nice. But that's enough of that. Let me get my father. Yeah, I'm sure he's got some things he wants to give you as
I'd
well.
like to note that you can see the knuckles of Rhea's hands like going white as she stares. If looks could kill, she stares at Lara like a small smile cold on her lips, trying to be friendly, but like death is in the air, you know?
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm going to go get my father. You guys can come through if you want. Everybody's gathered around. We're having some nice meals, some nice meat. I think you'll enjoy the honey meat. All right, come this way. Come this way.
And you guys follow along. And Lara very excitedly running off quite far ahead of you.
I think she's too excited. She's been selling people a lie.
Ooh. Oh, it's cool because Strongman's over there and that makes it fine.
Strong man.
Yeah, look at him. He's just dummy jerk. Just stick with like 3 Qs.
Let me copy your characters over rather than you guys know how to do things. People who have been at the stalls and manning the stalls seem to be around here. There doesn't seem to be as many people as there were before. And you sort of get a look of like surprise from the stall holder as you guys pass through the first one, this one on the left-hand side with the magical wares.
Mm-mm.
And he looks a little bit surprised as you move past, and you see that most of the stall holders and events holders are actually standing around. They seem to be gathered here, enjoying some sort of entertainment that's happening on stage. You've been here before, you know there are performances that go on, and there seems to be someone standing up there right now. And Lara has ran off a little bit ahead here, and she's turned off to the left, disappearing. And you enter this courtyard. It's quite a nice, calmish sort of evening, but there's an airy feel to it. Things are a little uneasy, you know, people aren't as merry as what you've noticed it, but still nice smells in the air, sweet honeys and nice savory meats, the fire nice and warm from the cold that's just started to settle in.
Do we see the innkeeper?
You can't see the innkeeper here at the moment, but after a little while, and the chitter-chatter going on, and the person on stage seems to be regaling old stories of the caravan for the caravan. This seems to be more of a show for them as for guests. If you've ever been the day after a music festival, a lot of the people will have their own thing happening. Let me find. I've misplaced the avatar for the innkeeper. Sorry. So feel free to wander around and have a look. You're offered many different things as you pass by the stalls.
Okay, I'm
And at some point you
move on.
There is.
Check along through, following Lara's brisk and hurried run. And trailing behind him is Lara.
I'd like to note that as Rhea walks past this big old man over here, she for sure does like, you know when women like strut and sort of like throw their hair over their shoulder? She does like that. But like it's almost imperceptible. I just want to note that this is her way of her version of flirting. And
I can figure
continues.
it. All right. Roll perception for me.
Roll perception. Okay. That's a 22.
No, not you. I realized it would be passive perception for him. He got an 18.
Okay. Okay.
So he does manage to see you as you pass. He sees all of you pass.
I love when you said roll perception. I was like, this man's about to tell me you perceive that he's gay. Anyway, okay, continues.
So, and you pass by Pontus.
Oh, I'd like to
Maria?
give Pontus and Maria. I'd like to hand. I'm gonna hand the longbow back to Pontus that he lended us. Lended us.
Lent.
That he gave to us to use.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sort of hand it back to him and put a hand on top of it and say
what? Yes, hello, who are you?
we were the adventurers who were in your home several days prior. You gave us this bow to aid us in our task, and I believe it does belong to you, so I see it best it returned.
Maria being facing the other way, listening to this tale and seeming enrolled with what's going on, he says to you with a look of realization on his face, "Oh, I'm sorry, dear. My eyesight is not what it was, and that's why I gave the bow away to you. It's better that you keep it because I can't really see. I'd asked for some lenses. They'd called them.
Yes.
Eldwin, that elven merchant that travels through here. He said he could procure them for me, but they were too expensive. So I think you can keep the bow, because my hunting days, I think they're over. You can do it for fun. But if it served you well, perhaps it would keep serving you well. For I do not foresee seeing well again anytime soon.
Well, that is quite the unfortunate tale, but that is appreciated. I hope that you have your eyesight returned to you in the future, and if and when it is, the bow will be yours upon request or upon seeing that it is. But thank you, it did serve well. And Rhea just gives like a curt little nod and steps back and continues with the group.
Thank you.
Okay. We have a new archer. Oh, let's continue.
Well, hello there. It seems, well, my daughter said that you've got some good news for me and my town. What say you?
We sure do. Tell him, Rhea.
Looks down at you, looks across at you in the distance.
Rhea walks forward.
It's a pleasure to meet you. Lara speaks quite fondly of you. She thinks you're one amazing woman. And by the looks of you, it looks like she's not lying at all.
Well, thank you kindly. Your daughter's quite a spitfire, and it's much appreciated. Believe it or not, she saved our tails on more than one occasion. So anyway, we hunted down the bugbear, including the bandit who attacked your daughter and I. And when we got to the cave, we were unfortunately bested. They captured us and intended on... Sorry, my mom just said something. They captured us and intended on selling us. However, we did escape and ultimately killed the bugbear and his companions. So I think everything should be in order.
He listens and looks, and all this while he's packing his pipe up with some tobacco, and he lights a match off of a tinder box and puffs away, takes a deep puff and breathes it out to the side so as not to obscure anyone with smoke. And he says, I did say that beer were ward, but did you bring any proof of what you've done? Not to question my daughter's word. But she seems, and he looks back at her, but she seems to grow fondly of people who are not to be trusted sometimes.
Funny you should say that. Rhea pulls out his morning star. She hopes it's not just an ordinary morning star and can indicate that it belonged to the bugbear. Does it have any telltale signs of that?
What do you bring that out for?
This belonged to him. We didn't really intend on lugging his entire head with us. Bugbears rather smell. I'm not sure if any of my comrades took anything else from him.
And there's the chest of bodies. Don't forget the chest of bodies, Rhea.
Yes, we also found an entire chest filled with rotting bodies. We also didn't intend on lugging it back. Have people gone missing?
Was there an elven fella in there?
An elven fella?
Yeah.
I'm sure we could retrieve the chest with the cart if we,
We do intend on going back. I suppose we came back with such haste, seeing as we assumed you would shut down the entire
want to save
festival.
the carnival.
Yes.
Puffing away slowly at his pipe. His eyes squinted, but not moving. Just watching and listening. I'd like you to roll persuasion there, Rhea, with advantage, because Gimble's helping you.
Sweet. Big money, no whammies, no whammies. 18.
Big money!
Takes a big puff of his pipe, picks up his boot and stamps it out the coal on his boot as it falls to the ground. He says, "Well, I can hear it in your voice. I dealt with people all me life, and I thinks you tell the truth. Right, if you'd step this way, so you can all do as you please. Doesn't have to be everyone. I have some things for you, and my stable keep says that you've helped them out as well." And he looks over at you, Gimble, and gives you a nod. And he turns around, leading you to his inn.
Neat.
Lara standing behind, beaming, and silent for once, just beaming,
Thanks,
proud
Lara.
and happy. You're absolutely welcome. Thank you. I think that you're going to really enjoy this show tonight because you're going to be doing it. It's amazing. Jumps up and down on the spot.
Thanks, Lara.
Right.
You guys make your way through to the inn. There's some people out and about. You can sort of hear the low, not hustle bustle, but small conglomeration of people as they chatter away within the barkeep. And he leads you inside and up into his main office. There's quite a nice giant gnome halfling has popped onto the screen. Let me edit that so that doesn't happen again, because I don't trust any of you.
Quickly abuse it while you still can.
Anyway,
I can't move it now. I was meant to put it on and off. God damn it!
so
We can still do
the
this.
study or office that he's in has a nice oval, and there's activity going on, and you can hear it going on downstairs. And he leads you in. There's only about 2 chairs and 1 back couch sort of thing that can seat maybe one of you. So some of you are standing. And he sits you down and he says, "Well, as a man of the Goat Finder clan, I, Caverin Gathak, am a man of my word. Here, for the 5 of you, is 100 gold pieces. That's 20 gold pieces in each." He throws up one satchel, small satchel of these, another satchels, and he throws up another 3 satchels onto the table.
I'm gonna run downstairs and get my dinner. One sec.
No problem.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Rosemary lagging behind by a wheel of cheese. Offered to her from the barkeep.
DM, just for clarity, how many gold coins is it in each? 25.
You open up the pouch or the small satchel, and you find 20 gold pieces.
20 gold pieces each. All right, fabulous. Thank you.
We've also taken the liberty of fixing your wagon. It seems banged up. That we have. We've given
That's very generous of you, sir. I love that wagon.
It seems a bit worse for the wear. Has it been through a lot?
Oh, plenty.
Plenty.
Well,
even before
looks-
us.
All right. And how did you come across it?
There, there was a bakery. It's cool now.
A pie bakery.
Pies, yes, pies. Really good pies. Grandma's special pies.
Mammy's country apple pie.
Country apple pies, of course.
I know of them. My father spoke of them. Yes, that's relatively close. Did you go there? What did you find?
Not many pies, to be honest.
Pies there have been stopped for many, many years before my time, even.
But between you and me, I hear that they might be coming back soon.
Really? Grammy,
yes.
I thought she was gone a long time ago.
Oh, you know, it's I just hear things around,
Well, maybe I should send some people to go and check that out at a later date.
Send your
I'd be
most
careful.
open-minded people.
The people over, yeah, definitely with that. They're nice, but a little crazy.
I heard goblins infested that building. Do you mean
They're nice.
that
They're
goblin?
nice, but they're a little crazy. Yeah. Yeah, goblins, little guys.
just
Normally
has
pretty
this-
angry.
Expression with a raised eyebrow as Rosemary manages to join us only a little bit later to the entry, having been distracted by that wheel of cheese offered to her by the barkeep.
Apologies to interrupt, gentlemen. I must ask the innkeeper. Do you have a merchant or blacksmith who is interested in buying wares by chance?
Well, funny you should say, because the blacksmith has offered either a simple item or an improvement of one of your current items. I don't know what improvements he can do. Maybe you can ask him, but as a reward, he's offered that. And we put together to make some constructs for cooking your food and heating water at a fire. Couple of things that the people have put together. Go and speak to the blacksmith about that. And we've got Edlin Gillenhall. He can help you out, the traveling merchant. He can get anything and point you to anyone who has anything he might not have, which is unlikely. And he's still in town. He's around.
Mr. Innkeeper, about your stables, do you by chance have a donkey you'd be willing to sell?
Donkey, no. Sell, no need. For we're adding from the stable keep, the stable hand who has told to me that you've managed to save our little Betsy. Which
The cow! Lovely, lovely gal.
I agree, 100%. And as a reward, because she would have died without you, I believe, we're prepared to give you a mule for your new cart.
Hey. Very generous here, sir.
An ass for an ass.
On your cart, we've given you a stack of wood for fire and a cask of honey mead, the finest honey mead you'll find on this small part of the northern side of this continent's great collection of islands.
Fantastic. Okay, I'm just gonna type that shit in for now and come back to me later.
We will offer you discounts on all items you wish to purchase as well before you depart. If
Very
you're going to be
generous,
on your
as
way
always.
anytime soon. And I very much look forward to this performance my young Lar has been telling me about. I hear you've got some wits and wiles to you. Each on your own, she says you're new friends and newly acquainted, but Rhea, I think that I trust my daughter's judgment on you, so I trust your judgment on them. And I look forward to that performance later on. Are you happy with what you've received? I'm happy with what you've done for me.
You're more than generous, sir.
Yes, your
to be in-
generosity is humbling. And Ray gives like a tight-lipped like smile in response to the talent show thing.
You see, the people here, I rely on them once a year, sometimes twice a year, depending on the seas and what they allow to travel. Well, they come through here from the south, and they travel north. And we have this little traveling festival. It happens in other parts of the land. But this is the first stop that they make, and the first one that they do. They've been doing it for 15 years now. And I love it. And I make sure that they can be safe. So thank you for making sure that I can make sure that they're safe. You've got a night at the inn here, though I see your tents are out there, nice and secure. But if you'd like to spend the night here at the inn, at any time, you're more than welcome.
I do have one last question. Prior to this all this commotion happening, I had spoken to you about the medals, the trophies one gets for completing the festival challenges and whether they had any monetary value.
How many did you say you got?
All 4.
I can try and trade you something for that if you're interested. But I'm going to have to fish it out of me old locker room. It's not exactly at hand, and it's not something, and he looks around the room, I'd like to share with many people. I'd like to share it with little people as possible.
That's quite all right. I have no intention of doing it immediately. It's just something I thought I'd bring to your attention once more before the night ends. I'd love to speak to you privately about it.
Can you show me the medals?
Rhea's gonna fish them out of her like backpack.
Okay. He looks at them, inspects them, checks them with all, doesn't touch them, surprisingly enough.
Can I inspect his disinterest in touching them? Is it just because he's got respect for them, or does it appear to be
Roll
like
an insight
scared to? Okay. 17.
Seems to be out of respect.
Out of respect. Okay.
All right. I haven't seen all 4 collected by one single person in a long time. I'll speak to you later.
Wonderful.
I'll get you before the morning, or at the morning. When do you leave? Are you departing soon? Are you staying for the next few days? What are your movements? Looks around at everyone.
Rhea sort of looks at her companions and realizes now that she's actually not technically part of this team. Like, she just happened to be the right place, right time. So she's like,
Well, we do plan on going back to the cave together, but I think now that we're here, maybe we can use a nice rest and enjoy the show before we head back out. Come back with that, chest of bodies.
Aye, that sounds like a grand idea. We'll still be here for another few days because of you, but they'll be leaving very soon. I know that, despite the attacks being gone and the safety secured, I'm sure they'd like to get moving along. Young man, you're not young. He leans forward and squints at you. You're a dwarf. I thought you were young this whole time.
Small man for sure. Part of his charm, don't worry. You get used to it.
And he looks at Inspector Clue. He says, you're not young too, are you?
Not young.
No, I'm not young.
What does that mean? You're how old are you?
I'm probably older than you.
I am 53 years old, I am.
Then you might beat me by 1. I'm 52 moons.
52 moons? That's very young.
Why, thank you.
52 moons? Why?
We might measure it differently, but that's what we call it from where I come.
So he is a little. He's about 3.5. All right.
I believe
Nice big
moons
axe.
are years where he comes from.
Oh,
Not
that would make
months.
more sense.
Yes.
So you are an older man. I am sorry. I'm a bit loopy in the head sometimes when it comes to diminished-sized people. I'm not used to them where I'm from. I'm sorry. I mean no
Yeah, we have-
offense. I mean no offense.
None whatsoever. We have different signs. Obviously, you're complete right. I should measure it in different cycles, but my kind of people are. We
No
like to see
matter.
things differently.
I'm an insensitive old bugger, so no matter.
Anywho, I believe we have a talent show to prepare for, so if you'll excuse us.
Yes. Yeah, Mr. Innkeeper,
If we
one
don't
last
think
question.
about it, it
Is there
doesn't exist.
a gentleman about town who's any good with potions and elixirs and liquids?
The way you say that.
He sort of looks at you with his the center of his eyebrows raised up a little with the last thing that you said there. And then his face normalizes and he says, yes, you can find the man just at the entrance to the performance area. He's got himself
Fantastic.
some wares.
Thank you.
Now, I don't want to keep you two waiting too long, but before I forget, and he reaches inside his drawer of his desk and he pulls out an envelope and he hands you this, Gimbal. Wait a second. He hands you an envelope. Yeah, he hands you an envelope. You can let me know when you want to open it. But it's a sealed envelope. He says, and this came by Raven for you from the letter that you sent before. Thank you very much for your
Fantastic
services.
news.
And he hands it to you, gets up from his desk and walks over to the door, starts walking over to the door and opens it. Gesturing for your exit.
Yeah,
Yeah, please, yes. Where is the note?
I handed it to you. Just let me know when you open it up. I'll send it.
Oh, yes, I'll open it up as I'm leaving, I guess.
There you go.
Yeah, right, so it's setting out.
Yeah.
You
I'll
make your
follow.
the font, the layout. Sorry, this is a stupid.
I wanna, as I walk out, maybe eat my last 2 slices of apple pie if they're still good.
They are still good.
Fantastic. Oh wait. I'm gonna offer one to the innkeep as I walk out. Like, forgot I had this. Here's a little taste.
Ooh.
He looks at you and he looks a little confused, and his hand sort of automatically reaches.
You have a
Like, this
smashed
is-
bowl of apple pie?
Hey,
And he says, "What's this?"
Grammy's apple pie.
Grammy's apple pie. I can't believe it. You must be lying. I don't think you're truly got Grammy's
Original
apple
recipe
pie.
guaranteed.
It looks.
Do I have the copy of the apple pie recipe?
I'm gonna just like, I don't know.
He takes it from you and he looks and he smiles. A peculiar smile, cocks his head to one side. He says, "You all have a good night. I'll be out later to see your show." And he closes.
Enjoy the pie, sir.
Thank you. Closing the door behind you, turn to the upstairs inn area of the inn and bar. I've made some edits to the thing, just spelling corrections and whatever's. Correct spacings and stuff. I think that as you guys enter the bar area or inn area, as you guys enter this more public space, we should take a little break.
I think we should reenact the bugbear fight, not the one where we got captured. Or we could reenact the whole thing, but as if we haven't been captured. You know, like tell the story in the best light.
Oh yes, how we
I think we should tell it in a far more dramatic light. I feel like maybe if there were 10 bugbears, it would be better.
you mean how we strategically roamed like stealthy shadows in the forest,
Yeah.
surrounding the 20 bugbears.
Yeah.
And then in the high precision and lightning strike, we took them one by one.
Yeah, we took so long because we did it all in like stealthy fashion. So we crept up, like multi-stabbed them, or like burst them into a flame of
Yes.
fire. Anything that got attracted, we killed off, and then we like snuck back away and like crept back in to get the next bunch. So we were super
No one-
strategic.
You'd see us coming.
Yeah, so then the bard can sing about it, you know, or whatever,
Yes.
tell the story, and then we act it out in like dance moves.
I'm just gonna play the bagpipes, bruh.
Okay, well, play the bagpipes in such a way that it tells our story.
I'm pretty sure I could do that, brother.
Our way, that's all we need.
I'm positive. I'm positive I could do that.
Boo.
Skibbity bee bop
A
zam.
little bit of that, and then we can dance.
Dance, dance, dance.
Wait, back in a bit.
Take for fucking dance.
Oh, hey, Rhea. Rhea.
What's up, little man?
While we're going down the stairs, before like everybody's walking down the stairs into like the common area to get food, while we're walking down the stairs, I want to grab you and pull you aside while we're still upstairs. Like, you know, like, hey, Rhea. Got
What's
a
up,
question
little
for
man?
you. What
No,
what are
you
your
may not
plans
tell my truth,
after
what?
I don't what are you doing after this whole you know, what are we doing after we get that chest of bodies?
You'll notice that Rhea looks down the stairs for a moment. She tries not to make it obvious, but she does look down the stairs. She's looking towards something. And then she looks back at you. She ponders for a moment. She goes, well, I actually didn't have any plans. I'm not currently working. I intended on just ambling, I suppose. Why do you ask?
Deadbeat 2, fantastic. Take a look at this. I'm going to show you a letter that I received from the innkeeper. It's a message from my friend. It's where I was going to head after we, you know, get the chest of bodies. And he's got a job for us. It's here. I'm just gonna. So you're sitting there with me. So I'll just.
Okay. I begrudge the use of the word deadbeat, but sure.
You want to be a bum instead?
It was you know.
Bum.
I was like, "Ah, you're a deadbeat like me." It was a jokey kind of thing.
Rhea knows that, but like she looks at him and sort of like, you know, crumples her nose for a minute and says that, you know, but she's not saying it like meanly. She gets his intention.
Right. So I'm just gonna show you the letter, and then you know, if you're not, you know, since you're not doing anything, we got a job in plan. Plan's the plan.
Word is the word.
Rhea will study it and she's gonna say, and you all intend on going along with this?
You see, we were on a quest and we kind of did the wrong quest, so we got to go back in the other direction. And plans on the way.
So you will all be continuing on this journey.
Yeah. We still got to do the first quest. We did the second quest. We never actually did the first quest.
You see, she sort of like chuckles a bit, and then nods and says, "Well, suppose if it's all right with all of you, I will join. I've had not the worst task last few days. It's been, you know, bearable. So, I suppose I could put a couple more days into spending time with you. But you know, just for the sake of gold or whatever. But yes, sounds tolerable." But she smiles a little. Like there's like a small smile curling on her lips. You can see.
Fantastic.
Physics, you weren't there for it, but Gimbal showed Rhea the note.
Brought her into the loop.
Yeah,
She's
and invited her to join for the rest of the mission, essentially.
Nice.
she's in on the plan.
We mission munches.
Nice. The rest
Yeah,
of
she
you
was-
are none the wiser though.
Yeah, I
we
think
don't know.
so. Yeah,
Well,
she
you
essentially
haven't
was
told
like,
us.
essentially like, listen,
No, okay. Well, everybody else knows that we're going to stop and plan next anyway.
So
Yeah.
yeah, and gathering from just to remind people of where they what they've come across and where their minds have been, is that the wizard had hired you. Then it was the wrong wizard before Rhea came along. It was the wrong wizard. There's another wizard. Gimbal, you're like, okay, maybe we should go see the other wizard. I don't know. And you've gone looking for work. And this work is sort of pointing you in the direction that you should be going if you were to go and do the job for this wizard.
Which is straight back the way that
you and Rosemary
from.
came. You picked up Rosemary in the town
Yeah.
that this note comes from.
Yes. Which is on the way to the actual place. Because we were
On the way
apparently right next to it when we started.
You were right next to it.
Yeah, I was right next to the
miles and miles away. You traveled miles in the wrong direction. Somehow things got inverted and somebody rolled a nat 1 along the way, and it was bound to happen.
So we know that we got to go back, and we know that we're stopping and plan. Rhea is privy to the fact that there is extra gold earning potential.
Yeah, Rhea was like, listen, you guys have been tolerable for the past couple days, and I don't really have a task at this moment in time, so like, sure, if gold is being offered, why not?
Got ourselves a Rhea official.
And I'm sure I'm the only reason she stuck with us. But
Probably.
Probably.
I don't think anybody's like
probably.
particularly happy, like in the actual adventures. It's normally like normally pretty drastic.
The surrounding seems to be loosening up a little bit. Things like people giving you looks, nice looks, not unpleasant ones.
I'm gonna give a few people finger guns.
I think that we only have 3 people in here at the moment, so people join the.
I went ahead and joined the new one, yeah.
I did join the new one.
Yes.
Yeah.
You are in, yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry. I thought there was like a map and I hadn't joined the board, and I was like, but I am here, and then I realized no, we're still on this. So
We've got recording going there still?
Yeah, I can't stop it, so it's still just recording.
Okay, cool. Cool. And you see that this vibe of like tense unease, but mixed in with relaxation, because these people are now like the locals of this moving caravan of travelers, of spice and lace and goods and wares, sales that they do along the way. They must proceed with this, and they didn't expect to end the festival so soon. So there's this weird, apprehensive relaxation in a way. They're glad it's over, but they didn't really want it to be like this. And that slowly seems to be dissipating. People are sort of talking to one another, and a slow wave sort of emanates from basically the areas round the bar itself towards out to the people. And slowly, as you guys discuss your ways and wiles, it emanates and goes forth. This is something that you don't seem to notice straight away, but as soon as you come back from your discussions and you're reveling in having just completed some incredible tasks and surviving some incredible odds, you notice a jovial air to this beautiful looking tavern. Beautiful in sense of happiness seems to be abound. And a young lady approaches you with an empty tray. And she says, "What can I get you for? Anything that you'd like?" And she starts picking up the empty mugs that you have placed on your table. And you recognize her.
Anything he likes.
Who's that, sir?
The big one.
He looks at Tiberius immediately.
You got a lot to eat, sir. I can imagine last time it was meats. Shall I get you meats?
Meats, please.
Meats it is. Anything else?
None for me.
None for you. Would you like another cheese wheel there, miss?
yes,
Thank you,
please.
Rosemary.
Cheese wheel.
Jeez,
And,
Wilf.
and for
Jeez.
you, sir,
And she leans down and looks at you eye to eye, Inspector Clue.
Another foamy pint would be nice. Like the one last time.
oh, me pint of the honey mead. Honey mead's good.
Oh yes, that's excellent. As foamy as you can make it so it fills my mustache.
Ah, perfect, sir. Okay, I can do that. Anything else anybody would like? Would you, miss?
Looks at you, Rhea.
I prefer to keep my wits about me, so I'll just have one pint, the largest pint you have, please.
Pint and one more pint of honey mead. Your second one this evening, miss.
And she looks up at you for a second.
Yes, I said I like to keep my wits about me, so I prefer not to go too hard.
And she turns to Gimbal.
Well, that'll be all, sir.
Yep. And
Alright.
I'll settle it later. But for now, I need to see the stable boy. And I will walk towards the back.
She goes off at that. Yeah, you wander out through the back itself. You find that the area towards the stable is locked, and just before you get to that door there, to find out that it's locked. What's everyone else doing while Gimbal's gone off?
Waiting on my cheese wheel.
Your cheese world hasn't arrived just yet.
That's why I said waiting on my
Waiting.
cheese
I
wheel.
thought you said sorry.
I'm squinting just a little bit at Tiberius. He didn't order alcohol, right?
No.
Yeah, I find that peculiar.
There's just a large plate of all of the meat.
Yeah, so I'm just sort of looking at him like a little bit of a brow raised as I wait for my drink.
And yeah, as you grab this door and it rattles and does not move, Gimbal, a cloaked, sharp-looking woman
Is he on his own?
leans
see
up.
him?
No, he's gone around the corner,
Okay.
unfortunately. Give me one moment. I need to find the notes on this.
I have a water flask, Raya. That's all I need. My body is a temple.
Yeah, he's offended.
Sure, of course.
It's
Whatever
one of
you
those
say.
temples in like Thailand where the monkeys shit all over everything.
Yeah,
though.
dude, a well-chiseled, shitty temple.
A well-chiseled, shitty temple.
That's fucking great.
Okay, so someone leans against the wall and sort of cocks her head to the side towards the wall, and this cloaked woman says to you, "You like what you find there? What you seem to be doing?"
He missed you. He didn't know you were okay after the night.
Okay, she asked me if what I'm doing.
Was his card face in Russia?
Yes, I asked you what you're doing. You little.
Oh, I like to see my ass.
What?
I was worried for you.
Thank you.
It's out back.
How do you think that they have vision? What?
You were from the adventures that went for the bugbear, are you?
Yeah, that's us.
Your mule is there in the back. I can let you in. That's not going to be a problem.
Thank you, ma'am.
Pulls out her keys slyly. It looks that she's looks like she's not even moving around when she reaches her hands into her cloak and pulls out
I don't know.
these keys. She seems so
confused.
slippery with her movements. And she
Is it
keys
like
the-
a hot slippery or a sketchy slippery?
discreet slippery. As
So
though
more
she's very
sketchy than
used to-
sexy.
Very sketchy. Could be sexy to some people, but
I think Gimbal specified this sexy. Yes.
and she keys the lock, opens the door of it towards the stables, and lets you through. And she says, "Bear in mind, I know who I've let in here." And she turns and walks.
Not suspicious. I'm gonna go back.
Okay, only missed 1 minute.
Where are you going?
Almost.
You know, out the door, through the door.
Right. At about this point, the lady arrives back and puts the meats in front of Tiberius. Various different meats. There are some bread. There are
And
some breads.
sauces.
There's some potatoes, and there's some gravy. This is a massive spread. This is an amazing spread. The
This is
last spread you
fantastic.
had was great in terms of size. This is about the same size, but you can see some extra care has been added in. There's bits of bacon that line the potatoes and kinds of gravies that are over most of the things that are there. A very nice, a soft, palish cheese with grayish, bluish specks in it is put in front of you, Rosemary. This
I didn't
looks,
know you were gonna go for that.
well, before you see it, your nose processes this first. And it smells mature cheese. You're not quite sure what this is, but this is fine cheese. This is very nice cheese. Inspector Clue, rare a pint of very sweet tasting honey mead is placed before you. And the lady turns to you, turns to the dwarf, can't see the dwarf, looks up at you. Tell your friend, it's on the house. And she walks off.
Oh,
Wonderful.
Thank you. This looks incredibly. I shall eat vigorously. And I dig in.
Did Tiberius become Russian for a little bit?
The meat made me delirious for just a second.
Understandable.
Gotta get that
that's the power of the
schmeat.
meat. The schmeat.
Schmeedy.
And they tried to
All right. Gimbal, you come across a dark barn. There's no light inside here. The only light is from the same place that you hear some noise faintly behind you, the door that you've just walked through. You walk down 2 or 3 stairs, and it's just darkness in front of you. Pitch black, apart from the faint light that surrounds you from the doorway.
I was ready now. I told you, as soon as you grab them, just gonna.
I see. Well, I don't see. I do see, actually. I should see.
Not really. It's pitch black around, except for directly around you.
That's.
You can hear the breathings of
Even with dark vision?
dark vision is dimly lit, and not pitch black.
Okay.
You need some light to see in dim light. In no light, you can't see.
Let me see what I got in my bag.
You have a lot
Probably
of
nothing.
friends that can help you.
Yeah. Yeah, I have nothing. I have no torch or candle or anything. No candle. Okay. I will go back inside and ask for a candle.
Meantime, he put them in the car.
All right. Do you close the door on the way back, or just leave everything?
Yes.
And as you are enjoying your 5th potato with a big piece of bacon that you've wrapped yourself around it, Tiberius, you look up and you see the person, the hirer, your hirer, who had promised you food. And you see him walk back towards you, and you have this feeling of a pride almost in his own actions because he's given you the promise. And this food is getting better and better as we go.
I got money and I've been eating. I'm chuffed by this little man.
I'm gonna give him some finger guns.
Skabow!
Right.
Not actually bardic inspiration.
No,
just
I
like,
know,
a
but,
casual
like-
finger guns. Yeah, I got you.
I just am excited in this moment.
Nice.
Full.
Rosemary, how does your rich, mature blue cheese taste?
I'm so indulged in it that I don't really notice anything else going on around me, and I'm pretty happy with it.
It's you do manage to see crumbs falling down from just above you, Inspector Clue. Some falling onto your hat as you enjoy your tasty honey mead. You wonder to yourself where the honey was procured. Were the bees from here or from the traveling merchants? If from the traveling merchants, perhaps from lands far away. And as these thoughts go through your head, Rare, you survey the area around you and find no threats. What are you guys doing?
I'm still looking for a candle. I'm just gonna ask the lady.
Can you not?
She's nice.
You don't have magic. Do you have magic?
No, I can't create any sort of permanent light.
Sorry, I was muted, guys. My bad.
I could light something if I had it, like a fire or a torch or a candle, but I don't want to just start like lighting things on fire in a black barn. So I'm just gonna ask for a candle.
Yeah, guys.
Instead of using this magic, I'll just hey, candle, please.
Or a lantern. Sorry, continue.
No, sorry. I just wanted to say that I was muted, but what I wanted to note was that, like, Rhea, surveying the surroundings, notices Gimbal running back and forth. She noticed how frantic and sus he looks. And just takes
for me, please.
Sure. I had no intention of engaging with it. And just takes a sip of her. Only 7. Okay, well, her intention was to just take a sip of her drink and ignore it.
You see Gimbal coming back from somewhere.
Okay, yeah, and she just you know that Kermit the Frog meme of like none of my business? That's exactly what she does.
Perfect. And all the speak of fire and burning the barn down sort of rouses you, Rosemary, from your indulgences in this beautiful teas. And you guys enjoy yourselves. You sort of join in with the vibe around you. People are happy, you're happy. You regale one or two mistakes each of you have made or some successes each of you have come across, helping each other in the smallest amount of time that you've known each other for. And the thought sort of dawns on you that perhaps you should be getting ready for something promised, or getting ready to leave, or getting ready to make some movements of your own, even if those movements involve getting more beer or getting more mead, rather.
Okay.
Yeah, well, we have the thing to the talent show, right?
Yeah, about that.
What the hell are we doing
sort
for
of
that?
discussed, but you weren't here, so now we can fully discuss. We were thinking, well, Gimbal's gonna play the what's it called?
Lute?
Bagpipes.
Bagpipes, that's the one.
Bagpipes, that's on brand. Sure.
And then we're gonna enact our brave journey in a more exhilarating fashion. Like
Okay, so instead of getting captured, in a dance. No, I thought we could do it as a skit. I don't dance.
Skit, sort of.
Yeah,
like our war moves, our fighting acts.
Sure. How about we leave out when we got captured and we just defeat the bugbear the first time round?
No, we were gonna add more bugbears because it took time to be captured. How do we justify one bugbear for a day and a half? So we said I
wouldn't want to lie. So I wouldn't want to lie about how many bugbears
we're
there are.
not lying.
So
we're just acting out.
We're embellishing.
I'm pretty sure what you're inferring is a lie.
What I'm saying is that I'm okay with dramatizing how many ogres there were, because truly, who can tell ogres apart? And there might have been. That's
How
not
many
the case for
ogres
this.
even were there? That's
okay. So perhaps we just over dramatize how many ogres there were, if we truly need to.
We
or
can say there were
it was.
10 extra ogres.
No,
but we
let's
killed
not
2, and the rest we chased away.
Ran because of how brutally we murdered them. You're
Exactly it. Because there won't be any bodies to find.
Let's just do the story without the getting captured. Now, if you'll excuse me, I still need a candle.
What do you need a candle for?
How long does it take for me to switch cantrips?
Yes.
For what?
Physics?
For what?
If I
Which,
wish to switch the cantrip, how long does that take?
It would be during your long rest.
A long rest. Okay, then I can't help you. Sorry, Gimbal. Continue.
Hey, Ray, do you have a torch?
Do I have a torch?
A candle?
A
burning thingy?
Rhea's gonna reach forward and pick up the assumably candle or torch that sits upon the table in which they're dining/drinking. And she goes, perhaps you couldn't see it from down there, but there is one on the table.
Thanks, milady.
And she don't know. She doesn't hand it. She just like pulls it out of reach just as he grabs towards it and goes, "What's it for?"
And I just want to see my
You're
ass.
sweating profusely. Stop sweating, you greasy little man. What do you need it for?
Shut the fuck! I need to see my donkey.
He needs to
You need to
see
see
his
your
ass.
donkey.
I want to see it.
Okay, then
needs
let's
to see his
all
ass.
go and see it together, I suppose.
Physically, like I need the light to physically see it. You understand?
I hear what you're saying. You're just hyperventilating, and it's making me a little bit uncomfortable. Let's
Sorry, I haven't got.
please stop. Have you drank too much? Are you all right?
Oh God.
Yes. All right. Well, don't.
Let's go.
Yeah, come on. Let's. Rhea picks up her pint. That's, mind you, basically full
Pint.
pint. And just downs it from. Mama, can you just let me finish what I'm saying? Sorry, my mom's just being difficult. And just downs the entire thing in like 3 sips. Puts the cup down and goes, "All right, let's go."
And we shall go towards the back door again.
Oh, you guys managed to finish up everything that you've got, and that last piece of cheese goes into your mouth. And you look up at your friends, quite satisfied, Rose, and you follow along behind as people are going in a certain way, something that you half listened to. And yeah, you seem to get to the store again, and there in front of it stands this lady that you saw there before. To those who hadn't seen her, she's in a dark grey cloak and seems to be dressed in shadow in a way. You barely see her, except that she seems to be standing in such a way as to draw your attention to herself. If she wasn't doing that, perhaps you wouldn't see her. That's the feeling you get.
Do I perceive this lady to be...
I'm dead.
Wow.
You can't really make out much of a figure to a feature to her looks from where you stand at the moment approaching. But you do notice that she is rather slender, not particularly tall, but not particularly short either.
Well, we have a really short group, so everything in relation is tall. But yeah, okay, well then let's continue.
Yeah, we'll head out the back. I'm gonna nod to the lady again.
Hello.
Oh, you guys are responsible for the peace brought here, are you?
I guess you could say that. It's all thanks to these guys.
You
These
whitey
guys.
Can I insight check her, please? I want to see what vibe she's giving off. It sounds ominous and threatening, so
I am absolutely not suspicious at all.
Roll an insight for me.
that was about to be so good. That was a 6.
You can't seem to glean much off of an interaction with you at the moment.
Okay.
She stands still, leaning on the door, looking at the 5 of you.
Can we pass, ma'am?
Where are you headed next?
Well, I mean, I couldn't see. I needed a candle. Still going out back. Looking for my ass.
No, I'm talking more long term than that.
Can I put a hand over Gimble's mouth before he says anything?
Don't ask, just say.
Oh yeah, okay. Rhea reaches forward and puts a hand over Gimble's mouth. She like bends down at the waist, like bends at the waist, and whispers in his ear. perhaps don't tell everybody our plans? Just before you say whatever you were going to say, just thought I'd say that. And then she smiles sweetly at the woman and releases Gimbal.
He smiles knowingly back at you. Where are you headed next? By which I mean, where would you be traveling after this settlement?
The next one.
Next one where? She looks
You
at
know.
you.
Here, there, around. Why so
Places.
curious? Yeah, places. Why so curious?
I have business I needed, or still need. I need to find out. I have business in a town specifically, and I was hoping I could procure your services, perhaps. But it is okay. I shall find another way, if you wish to be discreet. Tucks her head band.
Well, how about you tell us
Her chest.
where you need to go and what you need, and perhaps we could be somewhat less discreet. And I'd assume someone wanting to procure our services would be glad to hear of our discreetness and hear how quiet we are about our affairs. It's something our customers value, generally speaking. So perhaps you give and we'll give a little.
Customers. I've watched all of you. You've only met these people the other day. Although you have had success in this beginning stages of your acquaintance with this town, do not be fooled or lulled into security.
Nice.
I know many things and many people who pass through here. This is a fork in the road, a three-way stop to the entire land that you have to travel on. If you're going to go south to the sea, I might have someone that I'd like to see. But it depends where south. There are different towns, different cities, different places. And if you understand discretion, customers appreciate customers. She shakes her head a little bit at this. Well, regardless, I'd like to be as discreet as possible so if people know that I'm looking for a specific person in a specific town without someone else proffering their information first, it would be unwise and unsafe for me. So, if you would like to do business, you can disclose where you're traveling next, and if it suits for mine, then I shall disclose to you a job opportunity.
Maybe later.
Fair enough. And she steps aside and walks back upstairs towards the inn section of the
I'm gonna
inn.
look up at Rhea and kind of give her like a "what do you make of that shit" face.
I look down at him and sort of squint for a moment and say, I think your choice of later is perhaps for the best. Let's handle one thing before the next. But let's not let that get away from us, I suppose.
Agreed. Put a cork in it.
Exactly. A pin, I think, is the proverb, but yes. Same
Yeah,
idea.
yeah, sure. We were the same thing.
And you open up the door, which is still unlocked, and walk on through. Candle ahead, Gimbal, you manage to see ahead of where this candle emits light, grey and black imagery, which is your dark vision letting you see in this dim light. Things are quite sharp and clear, but devoid of color, as can anyone else who has dark vision see this. Those without dark vision, you can see about 20 feet, 10, 20 feet in front of you, 15 feet.
With the
You can see
torch.
around, you can see shadows and things. It's a barn. Seems to be some animals sleeping as you move around. Utensils used for caring for animals, hay and different packets and packages of different things, various equipment, wagon parts, and a wagon itself tethered to the wall where a few bags of grain are leaned against as well. There's Betsy. She's in the second stable to the right. And she is asleep. You can see she's resting on all 3 legs except the other, with the splint still looking firmly in place as you peer over with the candle and take a look. Gimbal, sort of like finding yourself a little step up to manage to get some height on this door. You sort of look around and you can see a couple of animals around, and you find a mule, perhaps the mule that you've been given, in the corner next to Betsy on the right hand side, just towards closest to the door, the exit. Sorry, not the door, the exit.
The cart, is the cart my cart?
Yeah, you're not quite sure. You can roll investigation for me.
Well, okay, yeah, I will see if that is my cart.
Yeah.
Oh, 22.
You run your fingers along the outside of these smooth-edged pieces of wood, and you see exactly how it's fastened and secured to the sides of what once was the cart you came here with. It is transformed in essence. It is a proper bulky cart. From a meta perspective, this is a proper normal cart that you'd find. The one that you found was like an old broken down thing, that you sort of
Fantastic.
mangled together. And so I gave you a very limited carry capacity, which didn't really affect you, but whatever. So this is now a standard cart that you've got. And yeah, this is definitely your cart that's been fixed up. You find 2 goat in one of the other pens and a bunch of chickens roosting in another pen off to the left.
Okay, so we've seen the mule now.
Yeah, the mule. The mule is. Is it the only
Mule-like.
mule?
It's yes, it is. It's the only mule there. 2 goats, 1 mule, bunch of chickens. Betsy.
And but I got both barrels and everything else is already in the cart.
There appears to be all your things nicely stacked, very nice and neatly. There are some fine silks that are on top of a keg, a cask that is unfamiliar to you, but you were told about a cask of butter, honey mead.
Honeymead.
Yep, I have that in the inventory.
Good stuff. So all your belongings are
How
there.
much
and
silk?
3 pieces of fine silk, 1 maroon, 1 white, and 1 blue, deep blue.
Okay, and how many gallons is the cask?
What is a cask, Henry? Do you have it as a thing? A barrel?
No, I just added a barrel, and
Okay,
I'll
this one is
put in however many gallons.
This one is about half the size of a normal barrel. It's a 20-gallon one.
Perfect.
It's not even warded. Ridiculous.
And if you said 4 silk?
3 pieces of silk.
3.
White, maroon, and blue.
Do you feel like this could be a company had like out of session though, like the inventory stuff? Just because I feel like it kind of takes a bit of time.
You're right. We shall move on. I'd like to.
Yeah, take note of it. I think that's a good suggestion. Take note of it, and then we'll get to the end, and then you can add that on. Unless you want to use something, and then we can go over that specific thing. But then, that's a good way to go. Oh yeah.
Oh, like I imagine physics. Don't you have it written down somewhere? Can't you just send it in like a message to Gimbal, and then he can add it at the end, just so we don't have to like verbally go through it as well. I'm not sure if perhaps that might be easier.
I could have just taken it, but I was like already in the process of doing the manage inventory, so yeah, that's my bad.
Just
No,
some
that's
thoughts,
fair.
just some
That's
ideas.
fair. Right, yeah, you've got all the other stuff that I'd mentioned there before, which would be your mule. You've got your a kettle and some stuff, and I'll send you a list and I'll put it together.
Cool.
Yeah, you guys have managed to explore this particular barn quite thoroughly. You found as much as has been described to you.
So, what's the plan with this whole talent show? Are we all actually gonna do this, or
I feel like we have to.
Yeah, I don't see us having an escape route for that, unfortunately.
Yeah, so are we doing
enough.
what we said we're doing?
let's just give them the old story? We'll just leave out the part where we got a little bit kidnapped.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, you guys discuss a couple of things. You go over a few strategies and whatever, and you manage to put one and one together about the whole scenario in terms of your equipment and stuff all being nice and secure still there, and you head yourselves out through back to this bustling bar where there's some beautiful music being played, and the vibe in there has just kept getting better and better, it seems, because people are quite happy now. What would you like to do?
I suppose we should ask when the performance is ready to start.
Who are you asking?
We step outside. Oh, we're already outside. We have to go back
I
in,
think we just
or
walked into
just
the
walk?
tavern.
You're
Oh,
in the
did we?
tavern area again, yeah. You've gone into the tavern. There's a merry
Well, that's-
vibe going on.
Well, these
We'll ask
guys.
the barkeep.
Yeah.
They usually know. I'll walk
You
up to the barkeep
approach-
and ask him, "Hey, barkeep, you wouldn't happen to know when the our performance will be on stage?"
Well, sorry, excuse me. 1 second. And he's finished pouring off the mead that he was emptying into a jug given to him by someone else. And he passes it back. Thank you. All right, talent show. It's going on for another hour and a half. And he looks at you with wide-eyed. Can I get you anything to drink? And he looks at you, all eyes darting left and right, and then to his other
Eager to
customers
fill
who are
me.
waiting.
No,
Second.
I think I'll be fine.
I'm good.
Have another pint, please.
All right, but next hour, maybe hour and a half. Hard to keep track of the time in here. Very, very busy. So enjoy. Go out now. Take yourself something there. You can find yourself some honey mead there too. Honey mead's going around a lot because, well, we're kind of the people who produce it. They're very kind to us. Let's put it that way. And he gives you a nice smile and a wink, and he turns to his other customers and he starts serving some other people.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess we have our performance in the next hour, more or less.
Well, do you guys intend on practicing, or what's the vibe?
Oh, yes.
Who's actually telling the story, or are we just doing it through our suggestions?
Should we have? How about we have Gimbal do? No, I don't dance. We discussed this. Gimbal does music. Somebody does narration, and then Tiberius and I could perhaps fight. To enact the bugbear and then people could be trolls and kobolds and stuff. I don't know. I'm not much of a storyteller, but Tiberius is ogre-like enough. One could assume he could fit the role. Don't you agree? She gives him
He
like
is
a
very
wry
impressive.
smile.
I slayed the bugbear. I'm gonna act as myself.
All right, I suppose I can be the bugbear. That's so believable, but sure.
You make these decisions as you head yourselves towards the door and the exit into the night once more. This somber movement of relaxation that people had been displaying earlier seems to have dissipated outside as well. As you make your way back to the performance area itself, the stage. And you see that people are quite happy. There's some people talking to each other. Pontus and Maria are having a giggle at each other. Rhea, you notice your
Thick boy!
big boy.
With 3 Qs.
With 3 Qs!
Stayed around about the same area. People have been chilling out. There's a bunch of it's a sweeter smell in the air, which sort of makes you think people have perhaps had been imbibing themselves on this sweet honey mead.
Ooh, no. I feel as though we should have been insight checking the honeymead. I'm concerned all of a sudden since everyone seems to be like on a similar vibe. Rhea's had 3 of them, just a little tipsy, but yeah, she's all of a sudden looking around and looking at her cup with a bit of concern.
And you can see that there is the magician that you'd seen before on stage.
Oh, the one who was bad.
The one who disappeared before your very eyes, using no magic at all.
Huh.
And he has in front of him some sort of beast that well, it looks like the beast is attacking him, but then suddenly he steps out the way, and this beast suddenly misses, goes past, turns around, does a bit of a weird movement. It's not very clear from where you are. It looks like this creature is acting very strangely, and then it sort of pounces on him and doesn't actually hurt him. You sort of wonder for a moment if he's in danger, but the crowd seems to just laugh. They laugh, they've seen his routine, they know his tricks, he's friends with them, he is part of this caravan. And the scene seems to be quite nice, as the lady just north of you over here. Just give me one moment. She beckons for you. Excuse me. You there?
Hi.
Hi. Oh, all right. Okay. I'm sorry. I've got something strange to ask you. Now, thank you very much for all you've done, and I'm very grateful. And I want to give you this. She gives you a pouch. It's some lovely honey biscuits. I think you'll enjoy it quite thoroughly. Inside the pouch, you can find about 10 nice shortbread-looking biscuits.
Nice. Thank you ever so much.
You're welcome. But I do have something else I'd like to ask you. Maybe you or some of your friends can help me.
I turn around to people and beckon them over a bit.
She looks at your friend sort of expectantly, sort of gesturing that she'd like all of your ears at that moment. And she looks at you all and goes, the cottage with the pies, that was real pie. That was Grammy's country apple pie. I should know, for reasons I don't feel comfortable disclosing now, but maybe I'll tell you if I get to know you better. But there was a book with things written in it that may have been there. It looked like magical things. And I wanted to know if any of you had come across it by any chance.
I turn and look at my companions, see if we remembered such a book.
I didn't take a book. I can't remember if I saw one.
That sounds very familiar.
Sounds familiar, but
It does sound familiar to one of you.
I
Sounds
turn to
familiar.
Gimbal.
Sounds familiar, my dear. She turns her head slightly downwards towards you, Inspector Clue. How so? Did you manage to find anything there?
Yes, I did. I did find a spell book.
A spell book?
I believe it was.
I think this might be what I'm looking for itself, but I know that you might not be willing to part with it. Could I have a look at it? Could I see it?
Of course you can. Here you go. In my bag.
You reach inside, grab it, give it to her. She opens it up, gives it a read. She chuckles a little bit to herself. And she looks back at you and she says, This is her notes. These are her notes. This is like a journal. This is written like a journal. But these are her spells. Would you be willing to sell this to me?
Hello?
If that's a very good question. If you're willing to pay, I guess it has a very big importance for you. Yes. Is it a family heirloom or it's your memoirs?
This was my grandmother's.
Oh.
My grandmother was the very well-known Grammy. And her apple pies my mother told me about, but I never tasted them myself. My mother tried to make them. She made lovely pies. I loved her pies, but I always thought there was over-exaggeration until you gave me that pie, that slice of pie there. She turns around and looks at you all looking for, I think it was Gimbal who offered the pie.
I offered.
Yeah, we made the
Oh,
initial
Tiberius. Right, sorry. She looks around and her eyes finally rest on Tiberius. And she nods at you, nods in your direction. So yes, this was my grandmother's. This is not something I could price myself. I think you should get this priced by a professional. I don't want to offer you something too little.
We have someone that can make a pretty damn close copy, and then it shouldn't be a problem parting with one. It's not my book.
True.
If you could provide the paper for it, that is.
If that's the case, then that shouldn't be a problem. Paper, I'll go speak to Max, and I'll see who has paper amongst the people here. Otherwise, Edlin Gyllenhaal, he'll know where I can find paper.
Say that name again.
Edlin.
Edlin.
Gyllenhaal. He's the traveling merchant who comes through. Lovely man.
Yeah.
I'll ask her to meet me at our camp when she has what she needs.
I'll get some down there. No problem. Just come back in about maybe 20 minutes, 1 hour, 30 minutes. I'll be around until the end here. I'll have paper for you. Just come by.
Oh,
Besides, don't fret for that now. I've heard you got a show to be putting on. Whispers be true.
Or it'll be a show, all right.
It'll be something for certain.
Dude, I'm just gonna literally prance around the stage doing muscle flexes and warrior moves.
Okay, how about okay, I'm gonna like pull everyone aside and say, listen guys, we're gonna make fools of ourselves if we try to tell a story. How about Gimbal, you play your music. Tiberius, you do whatever the fuck that is with your body. Rosemary, do some neat looking spells. Clue, honestly, you're a cool dude, but I'm not really sure what you do just yet. But you do whatever you do, and I'll do what I do. Okay. Just try to make it look cool, I suppose, because I don't think we can tell a cohesive story at this point in time.
Well, if you find a big wooden wheel, I could strap you on it spin you and throw my daggers.
No, if anyone's going to be throwing, that was my no. Ooh.
I'd like to throw
I
daggers.
saw you throw that javelin. I do
Raya.
not trust you.
I snigger slightly, but then to try and maintain a professional manner and shake
Yeah.
my head at Chloe.
I saw you throw that javelin. I do not trust your ability to throw daggers at me, but I appreciate your gusto. How about we just try to do a performance with all the things we do, which we're talented
Fine.
at?
I'll throw myself.
Ooh, okay. As long as you look cool doing it, you're more than welcome to.
I'll come up with something. Don't you worry.
Oh, right. Well, in that case, how about Tiberius? How about we spar? How do you feel about that? I just feel like that would be fun to watch for people. You know, a rematch from when I kicked your ass last time.
No,
Remember?
I'm not. Are we doing it for real, a rematch?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you remember, but I handed you your ass in that tournament.
I feel like
I nod approvingly that I really want to see this.
I would love to use my flaming green fist on you, but
Oh, that's
it's
disgusting.
gonna wreck you, and that might not be the
It's
best.
sparring, not
Yeah, exactly.
Sparring, not use magic to kill me.
While you're busy discussing this, something
I see
from your
the
eyes. It
cobalt
seems to be a
thing.
tower of a bear on the bottom, who's on its back and is busy peddling a some sort of canine creature, perhaps that blink dog that you fought earlier, something similar to that, ethereal in its nature, and a very small little kobold who is doing the strangest little forward cartwheel somersault thing with the creature between it and beneath it and the bear, holding its own balance against the bear, who is pedaling it like a unicycle. So two rotating animals piled up on top of each other, and the wizard bowing in front of an applauding, a semi-applauding audience, more in
Oh,
jest
yeah,
than
for
anything
fuck.
else. And he's got a grin on his face.
Rhea pinches the bridge of her nose and shakes her head. We're so fucked. Somebody, one of you has to have a hidden talent.
Are not
Right.
competing. We are just participating.
I've never known you to be someone happy to just participate as opposed to win. But
This
then
is
again,
a stage show. I'm not a stage person. I care about what
you
is
hear
on the
Rhea
field.
scoff at that information, but drop the topic.
What the fuck? I only care about fighting. Right now, at least. The stage nonsense it's not what I'm here for. But I will participate because I was promised into it.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, these
But yes,
are
let's
the
bar.
creatures
No.
and beasts that have been through our midst, and our adventurers that have come through tonight have saved us from having to end our festival early. A big round of applause for them, please. And he drops his one, and the animals will disappear one after each other. They fall down into the ground, disappearing into a purple-black fog. And that dissipates too as well. And he points his wand towards you, and the crowd turns and gives you a nice round of applause and a cheer. I hear they'll be on later on tonight, but perhaps they might not. They've had a busy evening. They've managed to fight many creatures that I've wielded before in front of you. Now, with my own tricks and wares no magic can be cast with, that all unsheathed. And he points underarmed towards the orb to his left-hand side, to your right, center stage. And that orb itself forbids magic to be cast. And he walks through. And ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you all again very, very, very much for this. My brothers, my sisters, we shall be on the road again, soon enough. but not just yet. But soap very soon, indeed, for we do not want any more problems to come our way through fate and whim. And with that, I'd like to bid you once again adieu. And he disappears in front of all of you with his table and all. And
Well, that was something.
Yes, are we clapping? Clap, clap, clap.
there's
Yeah, like a really
there's a
uncomfortable
nice
clap.
there's a nice round of applause. Sort of people not only jesting and genuinely enjoying the performance, but having a good time with each other and talking. And people are half there and half with each other, and it seems to be quite a nice mellow vibe. You know, this isn't a paying audience. This is people, they all know each other. You've seen them all man the stalls, and now they are relaxing and enjoying themselves. I've lost an avatar, but a man steps onto stage and speaks about who he was and the magician that people know, and has introduced another person up onto stage. And this herself is a lady with a flute, and the musicians to either side of her stop playing as a background, and she comes on and she sort of says a few words. They're all a little bit airy and fairy, and you can't really hear them so clearly because she's not speaking too confidently. And people seem to be listening intently, but she hasn't begun playing yet. Do you guys mill around? What are you guys up to in the meantime?
I go closer. I want to hear what she's saying and such.
I go and sit on the hay bale and begin eating the cookies I was just given, or the biscuit shortbreads I was just given, without offering any to any of the others just yet.
I like my mousy friend. She's quiet. I'll sit in with the stage by her, because I don't need cookies. I had a big meal.
And you catch the tail end of what she says, and she says, the forest as the river flows is chaotic in nature as the way of life is chaotic. And the background music for her seems to dissipate at that stage. And she puts the flute up to her lips and she begins to play a tune. And the evening seems warmer than when you were last here. The people around seem to be quite happily, merrily chatting away with each other. And a good time seems to be being had here. As has been described before, things have come from being a weird, tentative, tense relaxation to a full-blown enjoyment.
We were told earlier that we could go to the stalls and they might have like discounts, right?
Yes.
And this is the magic item guy, or the guy who has stuffs.
Where?
Interesting stuff over here at the bottom, right?
That's what was described, yes.
Okay, yeah, I am bored of this performance, so I'm going to amble over here. And ask him about his wares while we wait. Good evening, sir. I've heard you are the person to come to when one is looking into somewhat more unique items, and I was wondering if you had anything that might interest a traveling mercenary.
Yes, I have some small amounts of potions and wares that I could find for you. Is there anything in specific that you're looking for?
Not particularly. My business is mostly with the blacksmith, but as I have time to burn or kill, I thought there might be something. What would you say is your most peculiar item?
Peculiar, perhaps this This box I have, this very small box, give me a moment, and he reaches down beneath his desk. You can hear some rummaging. Some time seems to pass. And he pulls out a little box, and it's got different figures on small square blocks that make up the entire box. It's a cube made up of 3 blocks by 3 blocks by 3 blocks. And each of them seem to have a different marking on it. As you look closely, they seem to be numbers, and they seem to be randomized completely. That's a little puzzle that very, very strange man made once upon a time. I could sell that to you if you'd like.
Does it have a purpose outside of entertainment?
To be honest, I'm not sure myself. I imagine it's just entertainment, but who knows? I'm not sure what happens when it's solved. I've not been able to solve it myself, though I'm not a particularly smart man. I am a wise man, but not very smart.
Well, days on the road are long, so I suppose it could consume some of my time. How much would you be willing to part with it for?
I could give this to you. Normally it would be 100 gold pieces. But I know who you are, and frankly, I'm surprised you returned. I could part for 80 gold pieces, if you'd be
80
willing.
gold pieces for a box that might bring me pleasure. I find it hard to believe you'd charge 80 gold pieces for a toy. Unless you are certain of some other ability. I find that to be a difficult number to swallow.
It's the only one that was made by this strange, peculiar man. And it was made many years ago. And if you can look very closely, it is not made of any mere cheap material. And the craftsmanship on that is explicitly beautiful.
Who made it?
I'm not sure of his name. Some crazed riddler of some kind.
Well, as compelling as this is, I'd prefer to spend my money on things that are either of tangible value or cheap enough for me to waste my money on, I suppose. I appreciate the offer, but I simply cannot part with 80 gold pieces for a box of unknown creation. But thank you for your time.
And says, I have several things. Perhaps what you may need on your journey could be things that I might enhance yourselves, but most of my wares are quite expensive. I do have some cheaper and some more expensive things. Let me look at my catalog for a moment. And he takes the cube and he puts it back to where he found it. And he starts rummaging around back where he was. Everybody else, there is a man who is on stage. This lady who had just finished with her flute performance steps back. Oh, that's the wrong man. Sorry. And there's a man on stage juggling with another man on stage who is lighting pins, those like from pin bowling kind of thing. Pieces of wood on fire at the end and throwing it to the man juggling things. And this man started off with 2 things. One thing, as he threw it back to the man with the flames, the man lit this, threw it back to him, 2 things again. Then the man kept lighting pieces of wood and throwing it to him, 3 things, 4 things. At the moment he's up to about 7 flaming pieces of wood, 1 or 2 knives included. So about 5 pieces of wood with 2 knives that he threw up himself. And people seem to be enjoying themselves, but you get a sensation that time is passing quite nicely here, and you may be brought on. And from the side, You can see where sorry, I've lost the avatar again. One moment, please. Lara, who's got the highest passive perception here from the people at stage? What are your passive perceptions?
14.
Mine's not better than that, I don't think. Wait.
Oh,
Passive
Tiberius, you see
perception
it.
13.
15.
Where are you, Inspector? You don't see her, your angle's off. Tiberius, you managed to see Lara just poke her head out here, sort of like beckon you over with the gestures of her hand.
Did you say? Saw that?
Tiberius.
Oh, she's gesturing me.
Hmm.
Goodness gracious me. I'll walk up.
I do see Tiberius get up and I watch him as he walks over.
Think
Do I also
I'm
notice
just
him
gonna
disappear?
tell you that Lara's beckoning me or maybe us, but okay. Hello.
Surely I see them going around the corner.
So, if you want to prepare or get anything ready, come around the back here. There's a back way entrance to the backstage, and that way you can get onto stage. If you're still going to do things, and you can come on in the next couple of minutes. I'm not sure what performers are going where, but we will fit you in. And yes, I'm so excited.
And you can see Tiberius Gimbal, she is wearing an astonishingly beautiful dress. Her attire has changed completely. She has definitely taken some efforts to look quite nice tonight and very elegant. And she's clutching her dress to keep the bottom from touching the ground. And trying to stay as hidden as possible from people.
So yes, if you want to come around, just knock on the back. There's a back door. It's pretty obvious. And you can come through if you want to prepare before you go on. Now, I'm going to go and warm up for my performance. I will be following you, and I'll be ending tonight's evening with a performance of my own, because this is my family that I've not seen in 2 years. So let me go and prepare for myself, and I'll see you guys later, okay?
Okay. Where's Raya and Clue and Rose? Okay, Rose I know where. She is.
I'm trying to find some. I've lost my items for this guy.
It's fine. I mean, listen, ultimately, like, I'm just window shopping at this moment in time to make up some, like, to kill some time. So
He's
if now we're gonna
basically
go on.
offer you do like disguise kit, antitoxin. He's got himself. What's this? He's got some caltrops, some thieves' tools.
How much,
oil
how much for the
flask.
caltrips and how much for the antitoxin stuff?
The caltrops are pretty cheap, and the antitoxin. Let's have a look at my book. I have to actually look that up. This is 50 gold pieces usually, but for you I can make it 40.
Yeah, I'll take the caltrips.
That's the antitoxin itself. Is that much the caltrops? Let's have a look. Oh, 10 gold pieces, I mean. 1 gold piece.
How much?
Bag of caltrops, 1 gold piece.
Okay, yeah, I'll take a bag of caltrips.
Yeah, you should be able to add that.
Yeah,
to
that's your inventory.
I'm sorry, most things are just potions that cost a bit of money, and I'm sure we'll see you again along the way. I could sell you, I could make you some good berries, but they only last for a day.
They don't.
So.
Yeah, they don't last for long. I understand that. Worry not. I'll see you in the future. Appreciate your business. Have a lovely evening further.
Thank you. You too. Enjoy.
Caltrap. How do you spell caltraps? I'm severely dyslexic. What?
CALTROPS.
Thank you. Okay, that's so much better. I was real struggling there. Okay, neat. And then Rhea heads over to the stage. Where's everyone else gone? Oh, she sees her friends over there, and we'll just go join.
Rosemary. And sorry, I need to cough.
What? Hello?
Sorry, your DM's just choking to death.
Oh, I didn't hear what you said. Oh, did you say need cough? Oh, okay. I was like...
Try not to die, thank you. Would you rather...
Or die quietly?
Yeah.
Gosh. All right. Rosemary and Inspector Clue, like I was trying to say before I ate that jelly bean wrong, you see the rest of your party move off north. And not quite sure what's going on, but there's an interesting performance in front of you. Inspector Clue, how enthralled are you by the stage performance? Do you notice your friends? You're very perceptive.
I'm very, very perceptive.
Yeah, I'd say you do. No matter how enthralled you are, you do manage to notice your companions moving off to the side. Whether or not you stay is up to you.
Clue went back into him.
Yeah. I'll just come along. I'm curious. So, where are you guys going?
Well, we were said to be able to get round the back to prepare for our performance.
Oh,
which
perfect.
We do in a couple of minutes.
What the fuck are we doing? Have we decided?
I mean, Ray, I like the idea of you, Raya, and Tiberius sparring, and what was it? Gimbal playing the I forgot what instrument it was.
Bagpipes. My
the
word.
Bagpipes in the background. Figured that would go down well.
Are we trying to put on a show or actually hurt each other? Because I'm fine with either of those options.
No, we can just put on a show.
All right.
Put on a show, or you can actually hurt each other if you want. Just make your mind up in the next.
We'll
like,
have a
10
rematch
seconds,
some
please.
other time.
All right. Let's just put on a show, I suppose. And you, Rosemary, will you be doing magic stuff and Clue?
I mean, what do you want me to do? I can pull out an animal, I guess, out of my bag, but...
Oh, that's cool. Do that.
You could do that. Do you have any spells which are showy, flashy, something that creates light, perhaps?
I have fire.
Does the animal listen to you after it comes out of the bag?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
We established this. I had a lion, remember?
Yes.
Right. I had the lion token. I forgot about that.
All right. Rhea's gonna put a hand on Clue's shoulder and sort of look at him. Do you have any dancing light type things, or perhaps sound or anything to that effect that you could do?
Have a couple of tricks.
Wonderful. Let's do that. And God, let's just not embarrass ourselves, please.
I don't even mind embarrassing ourselves.
No, you can tell, like, Rhea's trying to play it cool, but the prospect of going up on that stage she's sweating just a little.
Oh,
no longer cool as a cucumber. Okay.
Right. And you guys make yourselves over to the back of the stage here. And you see there's one or two people standing outside, puffing away at some pipes and having some chitter-chatter, leaning on. There seems to be the men behind the stage you've heard of before, stage hands, so to speak. That might be the case. And you see the man... sorry, one moment. You see the man that you've seen before. At the very end, Gimbal, you notice him straight away. And seems to be muttering to himself. Tiberius, you're the only one to hear, and you hear him sort of mutter to himself. What do you call a magician who's incredibly good at cooking? A sorcerer. throws a piece of paper to the ground. No, I need to be more bold, more simple. Yes. He turns to you. Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to get in your way. He sort of like pitter-patters backwards and forth.
That sorcerer was pretty decent. I think the people will love you, man.
Oh, what? Oh, no, that was a joke. I'm a comedian. I'm a pretty good comedian.
Exactly.
Thank you. Do you know why you should never raise chickens in the barnyard?
I'm not aware.
Neither do I. I'm working on that joke right now.
Oh dear.
I'm funnier than I think. I wasn't even trying to make a joke then. I should write that down.
I go over to him and say, maybe there's a difference between laughing with you and laughing at you.
I laughed a lot. Young lady, have you ever done stand-up?
No, and I don't intend to try.
That was a good one.
But so if you've amused my friend Tiberius here, I'm sure he'll be all right.
Good. I'm glad. I hope I hope I strike that gold tonight. The previous time I performed here went well as well, but people started leaving too early because I think they got tired. They were tired. It was a late night.
Perhaps make your set shorter then.
He stammers back at you, looking at you up and down. Seems to be both taken back by how you've addressed him and how you appear. And what type of performers, he looks backwards and to the left and to the right, would you be?
I look at my friends with a I don't fucking know what we're doing expression.
I don't know what you guys are doing. Ray and I are sparring dramatically. Let's make big wild movements.
Yes.
And flail when hit successfully, and
we're putting on some form of a show. What
if I pull out a giant creature? Do you want to fight it?
Perhaps we're fighting each other, and then the giant creature comes in, and then we work together to fight it.
Yeah, but I might pull out a rat.
Well,
or an owl.
Let's hope that's not the case. Bear or lion or something to that effect.
Bear, lion, giant boar, giant goat, or mastiff. The other 6.
And listen, if mastiff or something, then maybe the story ends with it killing us, vanquishing us. Who knows? We'll play it by ear, I think. Oh no. Oh, okay.
I was practicing.
This is fine. Yep, this is good. We're good. This is good. Anyway.
What did we get?
What did we get?
Oh, right.
No, we haven't done it yet.
Sorry, I thought I wasn't looking at the thing. While this has been happening, Inspector Clue, Lara has been chewing your ear off.
Oh goodness, you guys have come. I didn't actually catch your name. What is your name? My name is Lara. What is yours?
I am Mr. Clouseau.
Mr. Clouseau?
I'm good with clues.
Yeah, very funny.
Give me a hint.
Thank you.
Very funny. With clues. And Mr. You should become an inspector or an investigator or really, do you know how to do the watch? Do you know the night watch in Flat?
The night watch?
I don't know what their actual name is, but they're a militia of some kind. They over the citizens there.
Don't think I know them.
Oh, well, you should speak to them. They're protectorates, and they could use with some wits and some wiles from you.
Okay.
And if you are there, you could maybe ask someone from them for me.
Sure. For whom? I mean, who am I asking?
Handrada?
Or Handrada?
Handrada. She is she is also herself a tiefling. She has pink skin.
Okay.
And she's part of the guards. I'm a little bit shy, but please tell her that Lara Navari says hello. And that I wish, I wish her well, that she wishes her well. That, you know what I mean, if you understand?
Yes, of course. I'll ask Handrara I'll ask for Handrara at the Watchman's and Night Watchers, and I'll say that Lara sent us, and she wishes her well, and
tell her I'll be back in plan soon to maybe, and I can see her again. But I'm not sure. I might want to join my family here again. I'll send her a letter, but I don't know where to send it. Please, can you find out where she is so I can send her that letter?
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Clue.
I'll do my best. Yep.
Okay. And while you guys have been speaking and chatting about all the various things you've been doing, you hear a nice lively tune going on outside, and the person that you'd seen before comes through, the bard.
The sketchy dude. Oh.
Hello, and welcome to here. I know that perhaps you'd like some music accompaniment. Would you like me to help you with your performance yourselves? Or would you like to perform yourself? Do you have musical talents of your own that I do not know about?
We have a musician. Perhaps a secondary musician could be of use.
What do you play?
I have this beautiful instrument you see before you. And he beckons to his, he gestures to his lute. And he says to you, my colleague has a variety of musical instruments as well. We can try and find something that would work best for you. What do you play?
Well, I'm playing bagpipes right now, so...
Bagpipes. Okay. I think that she might have something that could work very well with you. And at that moment, a man who is blue in nature and has pointy ears and regal clothing, you've seen two people standing beside each other, just outside on the stage, just outside in front of the stage, look just like him. Hello, right. Are you ready for your performance, or shall I put this this man on? And he points towards the, nudges his head towards this comedian, who seems to have gone back to practicing his lines to himself.
I think we need to go on before I die of laughter. I don't want to have to listen to this guy's set. And have their stamina.
I think... Yeah, let's do this, I suppose.
There's nothing else to do. We're here already.
Yes.
He steps back from you, and he walks out onto the stage with the man accompanying him with the lute. And he announces to the audience, ladies and gentlemen, quiet down there, please. Sorry, just for a moment. And he gestures at the other musician on the other side. And people gathering around seem to also take a little bit of silence to themselves. And he says, tonight we have a very special performance. These are the saviors of our town. They did not give me a name to announce, but alas, nameless though you will recognize them by their distinct features. Enjoy. And he walks back. And he nods his head towards you guys, get on stage.
Oh gosh. Alright, I think at first Rhea's gonna take out a javelin for martial art type javelin moves, and sort of nod to Tiberius to take out a weapon as she walks out.
As they're walking out, I'm gonna give each of them a bardic inspiration with a little bit of shooby-doo bop-a-doo zam.
Scrubab,
And I'm gonna make pipes ready.
birabab.
And
Right.
as she walks out, she's doing that thing where you spin it like do you know what a bow staff is? Like she's doing like the spinny bow staff thing as she walks out.
I'm gonna also, I think, just do a. Oh, I have a rapier, but I'm just gonna do my javelin as well.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to fight you with the hammer.
Yeah,
Well,
especially since I think this is for performance and
Exactly.
appearance more than anything.
So we
like,
can do big, flashy slashes and stuff.
Yeah,
with the-
exactly.
Do we have like
Exactly.
a piece of fabric to tie onto the
Oh,
end?
interesting. Actually, we have two. Rhea takes out the two wolf tails
Dude,
and ties
let's
one around
do
each.
it.
No.
And ties one. Okay, before she walks out, she ties the wolf tail to each end, and then walks out and does that.
Oh wait, okay. I
As you
walk
guys
out.
pass, he says to you, Rose, this man who introduced you,
What do you people go by? What can I call you after this?
The Zimzamis.
Yes.
No,
I was about to say
no,
that.
Absolutely
no,
not.
absolutely not.
Do we need a name? It doesn't feel like we need a name.
Zimzammers. Zoomzimmies.
Tony, and Tone.
I only
Refer
ask
to
because
us
perhaps
as
you
the
do, but perhaps you
local
don't.
adventurers for now, I guess.
Your local
We
adventurers.
haven't
Local
really thought of
adventurers.
the name.
No name is necessary. I thought perhaps you'd had some people have a brand, you see.
I'm not really. We don't really have one of those yet.
Rhea
so,
flinches in, doesn't want to be associated with them.
Hey, we are the Zimzammers and there's nothing you can do about it.
And I
looks
look
a
at
bit shocked
Tiberius
looking around.
and walk over and put my hand on his mouth, or definitely try and reach up to do so.
Let's just get this done, guys. Let's do this.
he just has a raised eyebrows, looks like, get on stage, go.
Okay, I'm gonna start playing, I guess. Kind of like, I don't know, like Kenny
Good,
G.
that work for you? As Gimel brings up his bagpipes, he starts performing a stage soldier march forward into battle type of song as you all walk onto stage and take your positions.
Okay. I'll just go and stand at the back of the stage.
But you have to participate. You like
Well, yes,
such
but
a
I'm
big
gonna,
part of the show.
I'm gonna pull out something from a bag, okay?
Yeah,
Okay,
soon,
true.
but
Like,
first we gotta
do
start
that.
fighting, and then
I'm gonna
Until
walk
I
up
do that, I'm standing at the
swinging
back of
my javelin. That's fair. You do you. And I'm like, ha! Ho ho!
Get out of there, where you? Move yourself around.
I
Get yourself
have.
up.
Wee!
So Rhea sort of like raises the javelin and points it at him. Yeah, and then whatever you picture in your head, that's essentially what's going on.
Cool.
Yeah, so just essentially
the
Rhea
people who
and
destroyed
Tiberius
Join.
like sparring and showing off martial flair, you know, like showing off their fighting abilities and such. Like circling each other, doing big flashy moves, flips and stuff. You know, whatever. That stuff.
Flippity
Alright.
flippity.
Inspector Clue, what you up to?
I'm watching the big green guy wiggle something.
Bagpipes ring out, the crowd cheers every now and then as you raise up your fists and weapons up into the air and look on expectantly with beaming eyes and smiles on their faces as they cheers each other, drinking their beers merrily and socially as the bagpipes rage on. What do you guys do next?
Gonna start circling Rhea.
Circling each other, yeah.
I'm adding some dazzle to it. I'm casting light on the bagpipes to make them
Oh.
shine and sparkle more.
Rhea's also gonna tap the javelin on Clue and sort of, raise a brow, like signal for him to put light on her on the javelin as well.
I'll put the light on the javelin as well.
Neat.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh. And now they're doing it. And now we're lightsaber battling. Okay, you hear under Rhea's breath. You hear
Light.
for the 3 seconds.
Just enough for us.
Just enough for
not
us
the
to
people
hear it.
down
Yeah.
there.
And now I think we're just like doing, like sort of like fencing, basically lightsaber fighting.
I'm gonna make a big predictable downswing.
And I'm gonna block it like super dramatically, and after a few moments, push upwards and push
I'm gonna
back.
push down with all my might, and then as you deflect me, I'm gonna do like a whoosh spin.
Like a spin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Rhea does like a tumble forward, like one of those forward rolls, and strikes upwards.
Rosemary, what are you doing while they're circling
All
each
right,
other?
I
displaying
am
themselves?
now going to try and pull something out of my bag and pray we get something decent. I need to roll a d8.
Lion, bear, boar, lion, bear, boar.
I got a 4,
Mouse.
which is we have a goat.
Yes.
Goat. Can one
goat
cast
token
light on the
for you.
goat? Can you cast light on the goat?
It has to be willing, otherwise it must roll something or another.
What do you mean? I mean, I'm controlling the goat,
You're
so
controlling
It's
the goat.
willing.
yeah.
Can you describe to me how the goat looks? Is it a peaceful looking goat? Is it a menacing looking goat?
It's a menacing looking goat for sure. And it looks at the two people fighting and kind of doesn't seem too happy about it. And it starts running towards Rhea.
Ooh. Okay. Rhea's going to she's gonna take a tumble, like do another like dive roll this way towards Tiberius and look at him and then point at the goat.
The goat's gonna after running past Rhea gonna stop running. It's going to turn back and look at Rhea and Tiberius and kind of, I don't know what noise goats make, kind of like
Stomp the ground, maybe?
yeah, kind of stomp the ground.
Is the goat
An
up
annoyance.
Oh gosh. What an ominous creature. Yeah, I think oh gosh.
That's a bit large.
No, that's perfect.
It gets over her. It just ran past Rhea in this direction, so it's over her.
Okay.
Whoa! Go the crowd. And they clap.
Okay, wait, have it run at me.
Okay, the goat runs at Rhea again.
Okay, Rhea sticks the javelin in the ground and uses it to flip over the goat, like over, like.
All right. The goat then quite annoyed that Rhea.
Actually, I want you to roll an acrobatics.
Acrobatics. Fuck. Okay, I have something for this. So that's a nat 1. No wait. I have a mulligan. Do I have a DM inspiration? Anything, don't let me fail so
Have you used a mulligan at all?
You have
I
a
have not
body.
used a mulligan yet.
You can decide to do something else. So that you look at the ground, you look at your javelin, you think to yourself, I don't actually. The tiniest bit of performance anxiety creeps to yourself, and you think, maybe I should do something else.
Okay, perhaps instead, give me a real life second to think about this, because like that was like my cool idea. I think I'm going to. The crowd might boo at this. I think I'm gonna trip the goat. What? I don't want to do that. I want to jump over it. Can I jump over it instead of using the javelin to jump over it? Just like use its horns to jump over it.
Okay, you make a grapple towards its horns, and you grab that thing, and I want you to make a acrobatics check with advantage.
Sweet. To make me nat 1 in front of people. Okay, a 19.
19. You manage to successfully twirl yourself up into the air using the warns themselves as a temporary fulcrum.
How to give Rhea actual forever performance anxiety? I've never won that.
The goat, then annoyed that Ray has thwarted both its attempts, turns to Tiberius, and
I'm gonna like wag my little wolf tail like how they do at the bullfights. Like, come at me.
the goat then runs at Tiberius now.
And I'm gonna do like a little sidestep left, little sidestep right, and then go whoa. And then as the goat runs past me, tap it on the bum and give it some extra momentum. Like, oh, not today, goaty boy.
Make a dexterity for me.
Where's dexterity? Or do I just click on it?
Dexterity.
20. 19
No,
plus
each one.
4.
Yeah, okay.
Nice. You slap this goat and it gives like a. It's changed, like sort of yammer at you as it goes past. Inspector Clue, what are you doing while this madness and chaos goes about you?
I'm just enjoying it. I'm now gesturing for the goat to run up to me.
Rosemary, are you doing motions and things as a performance to the crowd and to the goat themselves, or are you just using your mind? What are you doing?
Controlling the goat more so than anything. Using a small hand gesture here and there, but nothing too fancy.
It's not obvious to anyone that's looking at you controlling this goat.
No.
Okay, cool. So this wild goat is going and people are oohing and eyeing, watching this performance in front of them.
Yeah.
Oh, what if...
He's beckoned towards this diminished little halfling man who seems to be crazed out of his mind, but a happy smile on his face.
It looks at the halfling, it looks back at Tiberius, and it looks at the halfling again, and decides that maybe he's got a shot with the halfling. It starts running towards it.
Just run up to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll grab its horns, and I'll cast light on them.
Neat.
Glowing horns. Flaming
Rosemary,
glowing horns.
Let it hit.
you grab this creature and I want you to try and grab it rather. Roll dexterity for me as well, Inspector Clue.
Okay.
I'd say with advantage because there's help going on here actually from
Okay,
Amanda.
advantage was an extra.
Roll again.
2, 3. There. 20.
Nat 20.
20.
No. I was actually about to say 19. And then I said 20 because it's actually +1, so almost not 20.
Okay, right, cool. And
yeah,
20.
sorry.
Yeah, you reach out, grab this the two horns, reach back and put a finger on as a prod. One prod, two prods, and this thing lights up. Ding, ding! These curved horns illuminate. What color?
Flaming red.
Yes.
Green and red.
Okay.
No, flaming red.
Flaming red, okay.
Yes.
This flaming red light emanates from the top of this goat as it runs wildly, or as it just has run wildly at you. Inspector Clue, what's the rest of everyone doing?
Well, I think we're just watching now since Tiberius and I have done a couple tricks and have, evaded the goat, and now we're watching.
Inspector
Perhaps,
Clue, what are you doing with this goat?
sorry,
think
perhaps
I'm
while he's
twirling
doing
it.
stuff, twirling. Yeah, I was about to say we're just on the side
My
twirling
hands.
Does this
twirling our
not do
lightsabers.
any damage to the goat, by the way?
It's just light. No, it doesn't.
Just light. Okay, that's fine then.
I'm holding the horns and I'm doing kind of a half dancey gesture with it, but willing to let it go at any little away force.
The goat seems quite frustrated and tries to break away.
That's cool. I let go.
Yeah, and breaks away. And then turns, looks at the three around him, and then turns to Rosemary, and then starts to run towards myself. And then I cast Firebolt towards it.
Whoa! Hey! You hear Bruce and Barry from the crowd. Yeah!
Should I roll for hit just to make sure it does?
Roll for hit, yeah, roll for hit.
Nat 20.
Yeah.
Describe this purple bolt of flaming energy, magic energy, as it hits the goat. What happens?
It comes like split in the middle, and then it like curves back in as it hits the goat.
Well, it manages to hit this goat right in the forehead itself, and runs through its body, sending it exploding from the inside outwards in a magical energy that leaves only the faint glimmer of two curved horns in the air as you bring that to the end of that goat, and he disappears.
When the firebolt hits, I want to have Rhea, like, so she's been twirling, and when it hits, she slams the bottom of the
I was gonna say
javelin
the
down on the
exact
floor,
same
like,
thing, dude.
okay, well, since we're about to say the exact thing, it's going to start to at the same time.
Yeah, we like
Rhea looks
look
at
at each
Tiberius
other.
and nods, and they slam their javelins down on the.
We like do like one or two last like twirls just to
around the body and
synchronize,
stuff.
and then we just go
Ooh, doof, yeah.
as like
Same fucking brain cell.
Beautiful, and you get a resounding applause from the audience as people just cheer on by. Woo, yeah!
I presume we all go to the front and take a bow.
Yeah, neat.
And that will pick up again from the crowd who are cheering and applauding. Sorry, some people still applauding. And smiles abound, and people enjoying themselves amongst each other as they have with the other performances. And the stage man comes back on as music begins to play again around you.
As
Awesome,
the applause dies down, I'm gonna acknowledge and let whoever's introducing the act speak.
oh, the next guy is the comedian. I actually also am leaving. So
Sorry, guys, I just had to. Sorry. Alrighty. Anyway, so yeah, she walks off stage.
where's the exit?
Gimbo?
Through the dragon.
Gimbo?
Yes.
Should we call it a night, guys? I feel like that's sort
Yes.
of
Yeah.
a good spot
Please.
to.
Good timing.
That's exactly
Please.
it's perfect.